All right, you see the title. This is one of my favorite titles. We're gonna talk about something that the average person cannot do. They cannot do. The average person cannot be alone. Now, before we get into the video, I said alone. People will confuse alone with lonely. No, lonely is like an emotional feeling of you feeling by yourself. Like you just feel like there's nothing, there's nobody to live for. There's nobody who checks on you. You're just by yourself through everything you go through, especially internally. Alone is just you physically being just one person in a room. Like you're just physically by yourself. You have loved ones around you. You know you can reach out to people if you want to, but you just choose to be in solitude with yourself. You enjoy your own company. And this hits home for me because one, I'm a natural loner. And I'm not saying it to brag. I'm not saying it because it's like a one size fit all to success. Like you have to be alone to be successful. No, that's just me personally. And I know who I am, and I'm comfortable being in my own shoes. But a lot of people think like they like this. Like you ever met girls and like yeah, I be chilling. I'm like a homebody. Oh, I'm a homebody too. I don't be doing that. I be by myself. I'm independent. All you gotta do is like, man, I don't even try to do nothing like that all the time, man. I be trying to be in the crib. I be trying to be at home, bro. I be in the game. Then you you follow them on a social network or some shit. 3 days later, they at the bar with their friends. The fourth day, they out again somewhere else. The fifth day, they at a brunch spot with other friends. It's like, yo, I thought I thought you usually alone. You know what I mean? Like, no, like, but it's like it's some people that I think people admire because it takes a lot of strength to do. But a lot of people want to be like that, but they really not. And when I mean alone, I don't mean by like one day by yourself and the rest of the 6 days you with somebody else. It's kind of somewhere in the opposite, not the exact, but like more like one day you out of the week you play around people, and the 6 days you with yourself getting your thoughts together. And there's importance in solitude. You know what I mean? A lot of people will just use the argument too, like, oh, we're human, we're social creatures. God made us to be around people. Yes, but I find it funny how people use things like that when they want to use it when it best fits their agenda or what they prescribe to in life. Because you being around people can also get you in a lot of trouble. You know what I mean? You being around people can also make you lose yourself because you start taking on the identity and characteristics of the people you're around and not yourself because you don't really know who you are because you're just surrounded by mad noises. You not being by yourself can lead to like you indulging in more vices. You know what I mean? To help heal that ache that you would be conquering if you were by yourself dealing with it. So people will use, okay, we're not meant to be alone for like things that benefit them, but just like how life is a double-edged sword, there's certain cons that come with you being around people all the time too. And I think people fail to overlook this, but what they want to do is after they come to find out, oh shit, like these people were benefiting me, they weren't real friends, oh, they made me do this, I fell victim to this. Now you put the blame on somebody else when it was up to your control the whole time. Nobody told you to be hanging out with them every fucking day. You chose to do that. So now you gotta choose to live with the consequences and choose to live with like, damn, I went a lot of time without knowing who I really was. But for me, this is just my natural thing. Like when I'm in solitude, one, I just enjoy my own company. You know what I mean? I don't align with too many people because this is the way I think. You know what I mean? I've always been like a deeper person, and sometimes I could be a little bit too deep for the average person. Pause. Um, but that's why I like being with myself because I don't have to negotiate. I could be, you know what I mean, be comfortable around myself. But then the real reason why I like being alone because I recharge my batteries. That's where I do all my creative thinking and just thinking in general. You know what I mean? It's like I go out into the world and like whether that's me being social, whether that's just me going outside on a regular basis. That's like when I'm going out into the world. That's when I'm like getting wounded just by interacting with people. Not saying in a bad way, just by like you're encountering people, so you're gonna be tested by the world. You know what I mean? It's not you don't got to react to everything that happens to you, but you can respond a certain way. You know what I mean? Because people don't have that much control over you like you think they do. So somebody can cut me off in the road, and I can just be like, it's whatever, it's whatever. But that's still like kind of like a scar because like I'm dealing with something that I didn't choose to deal with. But like when I come back in the crib, that's how I recharge. That's how I regain my thoughts. That's how I heal myself. That's why I use it for. You know, and people don't have time to heal themselves. You know what I mean? People heal themselves is like them indulging and going out all the time. You know what I mean? Them forgetting about what's really important in life and just them indulging in certain vices like going out, drinking, smoking too much. And like you can do certain shit, but obviously people know when they're doing it too excessively to escape from their reality rather than to try to create one that they don't want to escape from. You know what I mean? Most people are around other people to escape from their reality. They don't want to think about their job that they really hate. So they wait for the weekend to get drunk so they don't got to think about that shit. You know what I mean? But me, I look on the flip side. I want to create a life, no matter how hard it is right now. I want to create a life that I enjoy. You know what I mean? I want to create a life that I don't have to run away and escape from vices if I don't want to, because me without the vices is just as enjoyable, if not more, than with the vices. You know, so when you're not alone, there's so many things you're missing out on. You know what I mean? Nobody's gonna have you like you. Like I said, you can't be around people your whole fucking life and then blame them for where you're not because you chose to keep being around them. You have to take responsibility for yourself. Nobody's gonna love you like you. The first law of human nature is the self-preservation. You have to make sure you're good. And there's people when I'm alone that don't like it. There's friends who don't understand it, and I see that. But that doesn't mean I'm going to compromise for them. I know my process. I know what I respond to best. And if you want me to be at least whole around you and not like look like I'm weird or my body language is off, like I don't want to be there, then let me go through this experience, because me being in solitude by myself, me recharging my own batteries, me getting my mind right makes it easier and better to be around y'all. So when I'm around y'all, we have a better fun time. You know? So being alone is important for men, especially men. Females, you know, they really can't be alone. They're not really built to be alone in a sense. They got to be around people, whether that's having dogs, friends, a relationship here and there. But men, that kind of shows more weakness in you, because you got to learn how to be for yourself. You got to learn how to think for yourself. You got to learn how to know what you like to do. And even if you interact with people who think differently, you still know who you are, rather than you getting tainted by their judgment or by what they want, you know, and you being swayed by them. So it's very vital for a man to learn how to be alone, not lonely, just being by yourself, because you got to get through that. But a lot of people can't deal with the silence. They can't deal with the dark thoughts coming through. They can't deal with just being fucking stimulated in some type of way, and then they wonder why their life turns out the way that they didn't expect it to turn out.